Just a quick video on looking at the new Facebook news feed changes that have just come up. And this would explain a lot of problems that I was having last night at a workshop where things weren't where they usually are, and I kind of look like a fool, but now I've got an excuse. So it looks like it's all just rolled out in the last couple of hours, and we'll just go through. The first thing I noticed were these little edit buttons beside these menus now, and I noticed that, for instance, this is your favorites, and you can actually move things into your favorites. So you can move lists into your favorites, and you've got your pages now, which have been there for a little while, but you can move those into your favorites as well. And the other thing I noticed was these lists seem to be easier to use, and a lot of people weren't using the lists at all. They didn't even know that they were there. So if you wanted to get into creating some lists, just click on more, and I think this close friends and family will actually be the default, because I don't think I ever had those before. And these other ones were the lists that I created. So you can actually go in and create a list and then allocate contacts or friends to each of the lists. So for instance, this one, click on that and it'll have, oh, there you go, it's just sending the news feed from the people that are in that list. So that's a filter system there. We should be able to edit those lists. That's what I was trying to do. So we click on this little pen, and now we can, nope, that only opens it up as well. But then there's a button over here that says Manage List. Here we go. You can rename the list, add or remove friends, merge lists, choose update types. Let's go in there and see what that does. Well, that's not going to do anything. Oh, here we go. Status updates, photo, videos, games, and other. This is probably where you nominate what updates that you're going to get from that specific list. So I could probably put everything there. Click away. Okay, now we'll go back to the news feed. Click on the news feed, and you'll notice that these little blue triangles in the top, this is where you can actually start selecting what's important to you, what stories are important to you, and Facebook will then start to customize what information, what stories to, because they're starting to call them stories now, what stories to actually display at the top of your news feed. So you can see this one is a top story, but yet this one isn't. And if I wanted to make that a top story, I would just click on it, and now it's a top story. So whenever I get similar posts in my news feed, they will float to the top. And to unmark that as a top story, just click it again and it'll toggle off. So now it's gone. Now in this is the drop downs. In the drop downs here, you can select, mark as a top story, which we did over there. You can hide that story. You can report story or spam, which I would use very, very sparingly, unless you were sure that it was spam. And you can subscribe to all this person's updates, most of the updates, or only important updates. And I suppose there's a catalyst there where Facebook will actually show important updates as updates that have got a lot of comments or interactions or likes. And then you've got the unsubscribe from the status updates and unsubscribe from that person altogether. Very handy indeed. So if you've actually we unlike, okay, we'll just unlike this one. So we're going to hide all by Castaways Resorts. Now, if I wanted to go back and unhide those people, those posts, then I would just click on this little edit button beside the newsfeed and click on edit. That'll bring up a list of all the people that I'm not currently viewing posts in my newsfeed, and I would just find it on the list as Castaways and then just remove it from the list of hide. So this is actually the list that's being hidden in my newsfeed, and if I click on the X, it will remove it from the hidden and actually bring it up again. So it should pop back up again, and if we go down, and there's the post again. So that's great. And yeah, so I think that's just about it. This is very exciting. I love new stuff. And the other thing I did notice is that the profile button is gone. So you've got home, which is your newsfeed, which I still think should actually be called newsfeed, and then you have your name or the page there, which is your profile. So that's all very exciting. And if you notice, if you go into a page, so you go to a page that you're an administrator for, now you can easily tell that you're logged in as yourself. Then you can click here and use as the page, and now you can see that you're using as the page there. So that's very exciting. I hope that helps you get through the few changes that Facebook... Oh, get out of here. So I'll just click there and switch back to me. So have fun with it. Okay. Bye.